Robert Greenwald on the line with us, the founder and president of Brave New Films, bravenewfilms.org, and got a new movie out, Koch brothers Exposed, while Koch brother mania is arriving at the Capitol. This is the 2014 edition. Hey, Robert.
Hi, Tom.
Great to have you back with us.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
It's been too long since we've talked. So,
For sure.
So tell us about this new and improved Koch brothers Exposed.
Well, the new version, which we launched on Tuesday with an event in Washington, D.C., where Senator Reid and Leader Pelosi were there, and Senator Sanders, is an effort to reach millions of people who are being besieged by Koch-funded ads, attack ads, and all kinds of ads, and the way the Kochs fund think tanks. So what we've been able to do with the original film and now with this updated film is go out, investigate, find the truths about the Kochs, and then provide that information to people. And the wonderful news, Tom, is thanks to over 2,000 people who've given us contributions, we're able to make it available for free. So you can literally watch it for free, and then most importantly, send the link on to someone else you know who should see the film.
And what's the website for watching it for free?
Koch brothers Exposed. That'll get you there.
Koch brothers Exposed dot what?
.com.
.com. Okay. Koch brothers, and Koch, of course, is spelled K-O-C-H, like Koch.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Koch brothers Exposed, without the R. And so what, Robert, what if in your mind, and you've seen the dark underbelly of the right-wing machine, what was the most surprising and interesting or shocking part of what you discovered when you were doing the research for this documentary?
Well, the original research, which I think was very important, what was most powerful is how smart they are with their funding. See, they don't just wait for the last minute and then fund some inane 30-second spot for a candidate that you have to hold your nose about. They start way back at the beginning, and they fund the ideas. They fund the think tanks. They fund grassroots organizations. They fund college activities. They fund pundits. And out of that comes the electoral process. It's an end as a result of all the work that they're doing. And one of the great quotes from one of the brothers was, "We discovered early on that politicians are like actors. They read from a script. And what we want to do is write the script." And that's what they're doing. They're writing that script.
One of them literally said that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Politicians are like actors. They read from a script, and we're going to provide them with the script.
Yep. And they're doing it. And they're doing it legally, and they're doing it effectively. And we're seeing how their message machine is having an extraordinary impact. And in the new film, Tom, we have quite a bit of new material, including the Koch's role in Citizens United. Here's a perfect example. The law, as it was pre-Citizens United, had the most limited controls, as we know, on funding.
Yeah,
but they didn't like
Feingold,
that.
Principally. Yeah.
Sorry?
McCain-Feingold and a few other these, some remnants of the post-Nixon abuse of campaign finance laws you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. But they didn't like that. So they got involved. 7 different organizations that they fund became friends of the court in the Citizens United case. And they had 2 of the justices to their sort of secretive hidden retreats. And suddenly a new law. And now they're benefiting from the new law by spending hundreds of millions of dollars more.
Those 2 justices were Clarence Thomas and Antonin Scalia, I assume?
Yes.
Isn't there some point? I mean, had Thomas or Scalia been federal judges in any court other than the Supreme Court, they could be in prison right now for that. I mean, that's a clear code of a violation of the Code of Federal Judicial Ethics. Maybe not in prison, but certainly lose their, be impeached. Well, I guess that's beyond the purview of Koch brothers Exposed. It's basically how the Koch brothers are corrupting these guys. What can we do about this, Robert Greenwald?
Well, I think there's a lot we can do. And again, let's just remember, Tom, and of course you know this and many of your listeners do, that social change begins with social movements. It doesn't begin with a perfect or imperfect piece of legislation.
Or
from the women's movement to the civil rights to the peace movement. And you've been active in all of those things, Thom. So what we can do as a first step is make clear to people the real import of dark money in politics, i.e. the Koch brothers. It's not abstract. It affects the job you can get. It affects minimum wage, which they're fighting, by the way. One of the most extraordinary figures we came up with is, listen to this, what the Koch brothers would make in 1 hour, a minimum wage worker would have to work 76 years full time.
Wow.
And that's the kind of information, and we have personal stories in the film. So the first, and I think the job that we all can do, is help spread the word. Right. And again, the film is free. And not only that, you can send individual sections of the film. So let's say you know an environmentalist and their thing is only the environment. You can forward that section. If it's unions, a union section. If it's minimum wage, a minimum wage section, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're really excited to be able to unleash the digital tools so that everyone can do something.
That is superlative. That's extraordinary, Robert. We're talking
very exciting.
Robert Greenwald, activist, filmmaker, president of Brave New Films, bravenewfilms.org, about his new project, KochBrothersExposed.com. And does it hearten you that Harry Reid is actually taking these guys on the floor of the Senate now?
I think it's been great. I mean, Reid has been fierce on this issue, and it has also made him stronger and stronger on supporting the constitutional amendment. And, when you talk to politicians in D.C., and generally, of course, this is off the record, and even Republicans, they get up every day, and how many hours a day do they spend just begging for money? Yeah. Nobody can, or almost nobody can enjoy that on a human level, policy aside. So I may be naive, but I am actually hopeful that this will begin to really affect elected officials when they see maybe there are other ways to work.
Yeah. I think you're right. I did a TED talk on this, TEDx talk on this a couple of weeks ago in Portland, on this topic of Citizens United. And, my call for action, of course, was amend the Constitution to say that money isn't speech and therefore is not protected by the First Amendment. George Washington did not fight the Revolutionary War to protect the billionaires. And corporations are not persons and therefore are not protected by the 14th Amendment. Abraham Lincoln didn't fight the Civil War to free the corporations. And after I was done, it hit me that the one thing I'd forgotten to say, and I'm slapping myself upside the head for it, was that it's not going to be that hard to get this amendment through Congress, because I have talked with Republicans as well as Democrats, like you said, off the record, who say, I hate the fact that I have to spend 5-6 hours a day. There's probably 50 of them who have offices in this building that I'm sitting in right now, because we're just 2 blocks away from the Hart Senate office building. That they have to go off premises for 4 or 5 hours a day and dial for dollars and beg people for money. They hate it.
Right. And I think that's very important. And I think you mix that, Thom, with the fact that no matter what your issue is, and no matter on which side of the issue you are, unless you're 1% or unless you're a billionaire, you know that your issue is being screwed over in the sense that it is being bought. It's being legally bought.
That's right. We saw this new study that just came out of, I think it was Princeton, that indicated that, if the 1% wanted something, it probably happened legislatively over the last 10 years, or the last 18 years, actually, they looked at. And if the 50% at the median wanted something, no such thing. Robert Greenwald, hang on just a second, Robert. I'm going to get stepped on. Hang on.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
Robert Greenwald, president and founder of Brave New Films, bravenewfilms.org. More importantly, KochBrothersExposed.com. Check it out. Thank you, Robert.
My pleasure.